Hi, witches.
Hi, hello, and welcome back to another episode of Hero of Ages. It's a
The
finale,
last episode of Hero of Ages.
the long awaited finale.
Yes, apologize for that. Kind of took a step off the deep end. But I talked to my doctor and get my meds adjusted, and I'm feeling a lot better.
I'm gonna go shut the door because I have a howler.
Oh, woo! Oh my gosh, and I apologize in advance for that. The grimy children have given me a cold. Um, so where we left off, um, was with the Kandra, and the second generation had just taken over and put the first generation in jail and gagged Sazed. Um, and so now we're on chapter 76, with Vin.
Good Lord.
Oh, woo, woo,
He needs to hurry up and get the fuck in here so she stops yelling.
woo. um, this chapter was really confusing, kind of. And I think part of it was that I didn't want it to be true.
Yeah, I think I was reading something different and making shit up in my head.
Yeah.
Because my comment for this entire chapter was she better return to her fucking body
Yeah.
correctly. Ain't no
Yeah.
weird ass bullshit, no nothing. She better come back to her body without any issues. But
Yeah.
it's just the way it started off cuz like in the previous chapter that we read about her, she was fighting and then all of a sudden she just disappeared.
Yeah. And
She
now
had
she's like
sucked in all the mists.
floating. um and kind of
But
arguing with Ruin.
yeah, and she can see Ruin like the way he truly is, I think it.
Yeah. Like a dark a shifting undulating thundercloud.
So like that black misty goop bullshit that she
Yeah.
waded through to get to the um wherever, that is exactly what she's kind of went through.
Yep. And he's telling her like you're so like the Lord Ruler. You guys both did the same thing. He tried to move the planet and do all this, and um, he's basically like, you suck and you can't win.
And this right here is so like mind-boggling for like future chapters because
Yeah.
you're like, wow, it's the ending was super simple,
Yeah.
heartbreaking, but
Absolutely.
like
I was sobbing.
simple. Will's like peeking, like if this was Will, he'd be like, "Where you at?" I'm like, "Why does it matter?" He goes, "I'm just curious," and then he goes away. And then he comes back again. Where you at? And
Yeah.
then he come around the corner and saw me crying, and he's like, "There it is."
Yeah. Fucking rude.
But
Um,
it's a weird moment because Vin is able to travel all over in a blink of an eye without like having any issues. So she's essentially preservation right now. Is
yeah,
like
she
the
is.
idea.
And the last little part of the chapter that made me be like, wait, what the fuck? Was he says, I'll give you credit, Vin. You destroyed my Inquisitors, all but one at least, and they are very difficult to make. And then she starts ignoring him. And I was like, wait, I thought she killed them all.
Not Marsh.
Yeah, I realized that after I kept reading, but for some reason I thought she did. And now she sees Ellen coming. And that's the end of chapter 76.
Bum, bum.
And that's just it. That's it.
The world of the Cosmere and everything else is unfolding.
Yeah.
And
And
it's pissing me off.
this this was rough. Ellen is like jumping around looking for Vin. Um and we're seeing what Vin did from Ellen's point of view. So the sun drops below the horizon and then the ground lurches. Um and so he's experiencing the things that Vin was doing,
Yeah.
but he doesn't realize
Because
that's what's happening. So it's nighttime all of a sudden.
he's like, it should be a little past noon.
Yeah.
But without the mist, it is an extremely hot environment.
Yeah.
And there's nothing blocking the sun. It's like full on blazing. Like all the things that Vin did is now fucking them over.
Yep. And so she turned it to night so the sun wouldn't be like boiling them alive.
They'd have at least some 8, 12 hours to figure out what to do next.
Yeah. And then he finds a very cryptid note from Penrod
Yeah,
written
this
in
this part right here confused me.
yeah.
Not the decomposing of Penrod, or not the decomposing, sorry, not the body or note of Penrod, just the fact, how long has this been? How long
Well,
have they been gone?
how long have they been gone? And also, like, charcoal isn't a metal. So Ruin could have changed that note, but he didn't.
Is charcoal might not be a metal, but it might have had metal,
Like in it.
yeah, like an not an alloy, but something.
Because it says he
My thing
scrawled
is,
in charcoal on the patio floor. Um,
oh, Rune was able to change it though.
oh, because he didn't kill himself.
Yeah,
Right.
or he did, and Ruin saw that and changed it. But
Yeah.
he changed because he was like they went to the Northern Dominance trying to pull Elend away, but
Yeah.
it's not that they went to the Northern Dominance, they went to their homeland, like the North, which is
Yeah. Well, and
not the
he says
homeland,
like
like
the
where they are
terrorist
now.
dominance, but like the terrorists
It's
weren't
not the Terrace Dominance anymore.
right. They're actually at the pits. So,
Ooh, almost got
and
him
that's what,
there.
yeah. But Ellen puts that together. He's like, Ruin made it sound like they went to the terrorist dominance, but what if Penrod originally wrote that they went to the terrorist people? Um, and so that's where he goes.
And how long has he been decomposing?
I don't know. I don't know.
Because isn't it almost winter or something like that? So like how is he decomposing
I
when
mean,
it's
it's
chilly
almost
outside?
winter, but there's still like the ash mounts and everything, so maybe it's hot there because of the lava?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
Technicalities that I really get caught on.
And then, but also another important part in there is that Ellen hears a voice telling him that Ruin changed basically Ruin lies and that Penrod's note was changed. Um, and that voice was Vin, and that like just those two words took like everything that she had. So she's feeling very like the word she uses is impotent.
It's honestly insane to see that she's unable um to like warn anybody, and she's been able to like say things all her life, so like all of a sudden she's like struggling just to say North Pits,
Yeah.
and she's
Lies.
like, oh god, I hope I hope it worked.
Yeah. Um, and then that's
But
the end of chapter 77.
yeah, and what sucks is like that's part of the reason why preservation couldn't say anything or do anything.
Yeah. So, chapter 78, I did say something about the blurb, but just something really little. The blurb speaks of ruin and preservation in the past tense. And I felt like that was pretentious. So, I wrote it down.
I to be honest, that was actually a pretty like clever thing.
Yeah. Um, and so we're with Sazed now. Yeah, yeah. And
Yeah.
Sazed is in a little jail cell.
He's basically in the same kind of jail cell that uh Tensoon was in.
Yeah, it's built for a Kendra. So it's really small and he barely fits. But I'm cracking up because not cracking up, but kind of like Sazed is so clever, and the Kandra, I don't know, like have they just been because they're not first generation? Do they just not know their own history and they don't know about metal mines and how they work? Because the grate to this cell is metal. Um, and so Sazed is able to put um he puts speed into the steel lock and strength a weight. He puts weight into the iron of the grate. So like he's making a metal mine right now using the cage they put him in because why not? Like he's just sitting there waiting anyway. So he might as well do something that might help him. But also, I just feel like the Kandra used to be terrorist people. They should know. I know that the second generation wasn't. They were mist wraiths.
They weren't, but I don't think they know the true history of it all.
That's fair.
I think only the first generation know
Everything.
who they used to be. And I don't think they built all of that.
Yeah.
To me, that's a very second generation thing to do.
Yeah. And then
Real quick, is he standing up on that table?
no,
Or is
he's
he like
chewing on his toy,
I thought he was like standing like like when you stand up on a table
like
and you're
tippy
like
toe.
wobbly. Yeah.
Yeah. No, he's laying on the floor right next to me, trying to be in my skin, chewing on his Bully Make toy.
That sounds like Scarlet. Scarlet um is not necessarily my dog. Will argue that it's his, but I tell you what, she cares more about my bullshit than anything.
Listen, okay, Odin always wants to be in my skin, especially on a day that I've been at work.
Hmm.
But, and this is going to be TMI for some people, when I'm on my period, which I am right now, he is so like protective and has to be right next to me. I don't know if he can smell it or he thinks I'm sick or what, but he's up my ass constantly when I'm on my
He's like,
period.
Mom, you don't
Yeah.
smell right.
Yeah, like,
Well, does he do that to Brittany?
I don't know if I guess I don't know. I don't think as much as he does to me, but also I'm his person. So, like,
Yeah, I was gonna say it's probably a mix of everything. But
and
anyway,
she
sorry.
also left to go to the gym, so she's not here.
Mm.
So, I don't know. But anyway,
Oh, um, the Caesar was talking about at the very end of the chapter, Caesar goes because he sat down, removing the lock and holding it to use as a metal mine, an iron hammer in the other hand to store weight, blah blah blah, all that. He goes, there really isn't a rush, is there? I have the first generation here. They're the ones I need. I can continue to question them, learn what I want. Tensoon will have Kanpar distracted. It doesn't matter that the seconds will be in charge for a few more hours. What harm could they possibly do? And I'm sitting here like,
famous last
oh,
words.
the damage that can be done.
Yeah.
A government is such a good indication of the damage that can be done in a
And
few short hours of the
yeah.
wrong people in charge.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I literally, what I wrote was famous last words. Because I was like, oh, oh. And yeah, and that's
And on
the
to-
very end of chapter 78.
Yep.
So chapter 79, we start out with Vin watching the Kandra. Kanpar. And they are getting ready to use the fucking ATM to basically try to rule. And so Ruin is like taking control of Kanpar, like how much ADM is there? And I was just like, fucking Kanpar, like you're fucking everything up. But thankfully,
you leave one person in charge, and everything goes to fucking shit.
yeah, like, yeah. Elend just got to the pits of Hassan and the Terrace people and found that his soldiers that he had sent back to help Penrod are there. And then we're back with Sazin.
Yeah, all of the what were they, the 300 that they sent off?
Yeah. The ones that were sick longer.
Yeah.
Which means, wait, do we know what that means yet?
Nope.
Not yet.
No, not yet.
No, not yet.
We're about to.
Sazed is there. They get the motherfucker. Oh, they get the firsts out of the fucking things. Tensoon is there, supposedly, in the body of a 5th generation.
Oh,
But-
yeah. He took it so that he could get
Yeah.
on
So-
Kanpar's good side.
Yeah, so he could basically, like infiltrate the enemy kind of vibe. But then all of a sudden Tensoon attacks Sazed. Um, and he can't figure out why. And he's like, something's really wrong. I can barely keep myself from crushing your throat. Something has control of me. Um, and the firsts are like, oh, it's time.
Time to kill ourselves.
Yep, the resolution has come. And
what,
it says, with
Sazed?
his free hand, the Kandra reached towards his own shoulder, and then Sazed blacks out. So basically, Tensoon reaches up to like remove his
yeah, because he was
spike.
taking yeah. Chaos. Ruin.
Chaos.
Chaos. No, fuck. Ruin. Ruin
Has
took control of them. Sorry, apparently I got my nephew on my mind.
It's fine. But yeah, so the Kendra are all killing themselves, so
That's so smart.
they can not be taken control of by Ruin. And that's the end of chapter 79. We are flying through this. 80.
80, I had just like logistical questions about it. Here's the thing. What the actual fuck moments don't happen until like the next 2 chapters.
Yeah.
But these cave systems, and I don't know if I can't imagine. Like, I have an imagination. Can I imagine how big these things are? No.
Mm-mm.
Like, the caverns that the Conjure live in, are they big enough for Kolos to get in? Fuck, I don't know. If they're not as big, and that's the thing, like, they're not as big as the Kolos. So, like, would they even be able
had to like crawl in there?
Yeah, like he had to hop down and bend down a little bit, but like, but that's the thing. Like, how big are these caves? Like,
maybe it gets bigger once they get in there.
Yeah, like it gets to a point and it gets bigger. But like, if Kolos can't come in because of how big they are, then wouldn't that be like a damn good safe place?
Apparently, I mean, yes, but only if they had food there already.
I was just thinking like enough to like wait out the bloodlust and all of that.
Yeah.
Not like in general, but anyway, sorry, go ahead.
No, you're good. I don't know.
William.
So I feel like the first thing I wrote was, well, that's a bomb to drop, Elle, because Elend is like, see, like he's basically like, if anyone here has allomantic metals, pass them out to your soldiers and have them ingest them. And Demo's like, what? And he's like, it's a long story. Suffice it to say that your god or somebody has made you and your men into allomancers. Divide your men by the metals it turns out they can burn. We're going to need all of the coin shots, thugs, and lurchers we can get. And I was like, well, that's just a bomb to drop on him. Like, oh, by the way, you're an allomancer now.
Have fun. Good luck.
Yeah.
We're all going to die. I don't know. I think it's so weird how all of this has just transpired in a matter of 2 years.
Yeah. I think it's so weird how much happens in the last fucking 7 chapters. Really, the last
book we've ever fucking read.
3 chapters. I know, but like, what the hell, fantasy writers?
That's how they get you to come back.
But yeah, they're and then we're back to Sazed. Sazed's fighting. And he says, please, I'm going to need help. And I'm like, okay, where you at, Vin? Where you at?
That's what I'm saying. Like, okay, now's the chance for her to come back in her body, fuck shit up, fuck ruin up, and then save the day.
But instead, she um
It's not her.
she gets Ellen to come. She says his name like a bunch of times and is like, come. And he says, or he has in his head, he's like, it seems like Vin's voice. And he follows it and finds the entry to the cavern.
And ultimately to Sazed, who is struggling
Yeah.
to keep everybody in.
Yep. And because of the voice that he heard in his ear, he trusts that this is Sazed and not a conjure in Sazed's body. And he tells them that they have the ATM, and they're getting all the people in there before the sun rises, or at least before the Colossus arrive. And that's the end of chapter 80.
I'd probably rather be ripped to shreds than burnt alive.
Yeah. Agreed.
Which one's better?
Yeah. Well, I mean.
But anyways.
Yeah.
So here comes the what the actual fuck.
Yeah. Vin is talking to Ruin, and I feel like she's trying to distract him.
Yeah. I think enough to kind of like drop the hold.
Yeah, well, and so he doesn't get to the ATM, right? Like, and then we're back with Ellen. And
there was definitely a lot of back and forth. It was hard to keep track of.
It really was. And Ellen is like, or he's like, the ATM is part of Ruin. He's coming, like, he can't help but come for it. This is Sazed. And Ellen's like, okay, so all of the Colossus are going to come here because he wants it. So let's just give it to him.
What he's looking for.
Yeah, just give it to him. And Sazed's like, no.
It's like, the fuck you mean?
And Sazed's like, Vin will come. Vin's coming. She's gonna come. She's gonna save everyone. And I'm like, okay, well, will she? I don't know.
Her time has come.
Yeah, and so he's like, no one could burn, and okay, so Demo is like, no one could burn any of the metals that we gave them. He's like, what the fuck? Where does he figure it out? It's here somewhere. Yes.
He finds not that he finds the adium, they find the catch with all the adium.
Yeah.
And when he sees all of that, he asks, like, where's everybody posted? How many entrances do we have? What are we doing all of that? And he's just kind of feeling useless at this point. He's feeling like there's nothing more for them to do. They're running out of options. What else can they do to kind of prevent like a mass slaughter? And he's Ellen's looking around and he's like thinking all the years they were searching for adium, none of the metals Demo had given his soldiers had worked. So he just assumed that Demo's group had would be similar to the other Mistfallen and Fadrix. But then there was something different, always something different about Demo's group. So they were sick longer. They were
They were the
like
most sick. They were sick for 16
ostracized
days.
from that. Yeah. So the only reason why adium is a thing is because it's power. It's a powerful resource. It has no financial gain other than for allomancy. So he just kind of puts two and two together at that point, and he like shoves it at Demo, and he says, "Here, eat this." And as soon as he does, he like Demo looks up and like
He's
he's
like, oh
like,
shit.
"What the fuck is happening?" And then Ellen's like, "Yes,"
Yeah.
realizing that all 16% of the group that fell are now adium
And that's
mistings.
about 300 of them. Around
Yeah.
300.
So they see all of this good things, good stuff.
Yeah.
And so he levels his men at all of the wherever. He gives them one last parting you know, rally call. Basically implying that they're all going to die and that before they die, they're going to make every single one of them fear them.
Yeah.
And it amps up the group, and they're like, all right, let's go.
And so,
yeah.
Yeah, they start burning the ATM and fighting. Um, and like they just keep swallowing it, burning it, and fighting the whole time they're burning it till they run out, and then going and taking more.
That's so smart.
Honestly, and
like snaps to them. I don't know why I wouldn't have thought of that.
well, yeah, and like apart from it helping them beat the Colossus, it's also using up Ruin's body and taking away that advantage that he could have potentially had over preservation.
Yeah, every single part of him yearned for the adium, and now it's just going to
Gone.
shit.
It's just gone. They're burning it and it's gone.
And he is pissed.
Yeah. And Sazed is still like, Vin will come, Vin will come, Vin will come. The hero will come.
And it's like he has this faith in Vin of some sort. And it's like he's not doing anything but watching, just knowing things are happening. And like all the while Elend is murdering mass amounts of Kolos, and Vin starts to believe that like she's actually won, because she kind of gives I called him Chaos again. Ruin. It's she kind of like starts telling Ruin like, I know how to defeat you, and she starts saying like, we create things to watch them grow, Ruin, to take pleasure in seeing that what we love become more than what it was before. You said that you were invincible, that all things break apart, all things are ruined, but there are things that fight against you, and the ironic part is you can't even understand those things. Love, life, growth. The life of a person is more than the chaos of its passing. Emotion, Ruin. This is your defeat. So then he starts, like, he hears that speech, and then here in a little bit, we'll see that, like, they start fighting.
Yeah.
Up above in the unforeseen sky. Can you imagine if you were, like, actually touched by Ruin? Like, if you were Vin on the ground with your earring in, and you just look up and you just see a white light and, like, a black smoke, like, going at each other.
No, I don't know how you would even process that.
I'd probably think the heat got to me and I was dying.
Right? Like, I'm insane now. What's going on? I mean, now.
I need to go back
I've been
in.
insane, but... But yeah, Ellen's still fighting, and then all of a sudden, there is Marsh, who is also burning ATM.
And Human the Koloss and his little group of people finally broke through one of the entrances to the Kandra
Yes.
cavern, so they are on the hunt for the adium catch that may or may not be there.
Yeah. Yep.
But yeah, so Marsha's selling adium, so we have two people selling burning adium. So we have two people using adium fighting each other, all the while Koloss around them are fighting, and Elend's group of men are dying because they're running out of adium.
Yep.
So it's now a fight between Elend and Marsh. And this, like, I don't know, it's... There's a lot. There's a lot of fighting. There's a lot of talk. It's just one of those, like, scenes that is very hard to, like... Okay, maybe for some people, I don't know. But for me, it's very hard to, like, visualize what the fuck is happening. Like, I'm over here focusing on the words, and then I see that, like, a swipe happened over here, and then a grenade flew above here, and I'm still, like, focused on this one, like, moment.
So much is happening.
Basically, they're just, like, fighting and arguing, trying to find ways around burning this and what when you're running out of everything. And excuse me. They're fighting, and then all of a sudden, the obsidian axe that Marsh was carrying was embedded into Elend's chest. So that sucks. And Vin gave Elend phantom medals.
Yeah.
Because that makes sense. And they took the pain away. He was perfectly fine and healthy. Kind of.
Yeah.
But powerful. He was able to fight again, which was insane. Because what the fuck? But yeah.
Yeah.
So that happened, and Marsh grabbed Elend by the throat and pulled him up, and he says, "Your soldiers are dead, Elend Venture. Our Koloss rampage inside the Kandra caverns. Your medals are gone. You have lost." And Elend obviously was fucking dying.
Yeah.
At this point, and was like, "We've won, or lost. We've won, Marsh." And Marsh was like, "Oh yeah, how?" At that very moment, Human finds the catch empty. They have burned all of the adium.
Yep.
That was there. So Elend's mocking Marsh, like, "Adium, where's the adium, Marsh?
Yeah.
Where do you think we got the power to fight?
Go ahead and kill me. You'll never get what you came for, and that's why we win."
Yeah, and it's like, you thought we'd think, or like, you thought we'd be able to do this? No, like, we
knew we were gonna die.
But we went out with the bang, bitch.
Yep. And so then the axe takes off Elend's head.
Yeah. So
Jesus fucking Christ.
Marsh is just pissed off and was like, "Okay." And beheaded him. Anne Boleyn style.
Yeah. So I said, what the fuck? He better fix this, meaning Brandon Sanderson.
Here's the thing. It says the axe took off Elend's head, and then it describes how Elend's headless body slumped into the pile of blue corpses, and that his fucking head rolled a bit. And I'm like, you didn't have to put that in there.
You didn't have to do that to us. That was unnecessary.
I'm already, like, in a shocked state, and the last thing I wanted to see is Elend's fucking head rolling.
Yeah. So, and then we're back to Vin and Ruin fighting.
Oh yeah, she watched all of this.
Yeah, and she's like, preservation could never destroy you, he could only protect. That's why he needed to create humankind. This was part of his plan. He didn't give up part of himself, making himself weaker, so he could create intelligent life. Or just so he could create intelligent life. He knew he needed something of both preservation and ruin. something that could both protect and destroy. He gave up his power at the well and into the mist, giving it to us so that we could take it. He always intended for this to happen. You think it was your plan? This was his all along. Ruin's pissed, and she's like, you created the thing that can kill you, Ruin, and you just made one huge final mistake. You shouldn't have killed Elend. You see, he was the only reason I had left to live. And she basically, like, melds herself with Ruin.
Oh yeah, she like full on attacks him, like ready to take him out.
And it says, Vin bade farewell to the world, then pulled Ruin into the abyss with her, their two minds puffed away like mist under a hot sun. Excuse me.
Say goodbye. Vin's gone too.
Yeah. Yeah. And so the last thing I wrote for that chapter was, what the fuck?
Yep.
Chapter 82.
My characters are gone, and at this point I was like, I don't even want to fucking finish it. I am crying, I am sad.
Uh-huh. So they're both dead. And at this point in my head, I was still like, they're gonna come back. Sazed's gonna bring him back to life after he takes the power.
Low key, I was sitting there thinking, what if Kelsier comes back?
Right? So Sazed is in the cavern still, and he's still like, Vin will come, the hero will come. And then he sees a figure form from the mists and slump down next to Elend's corpse, immediately followed by a second figure which also fell motionless. He runs over there and finds Vin's body. And he's like, what the fuck? Like, what?
Not only that, but another figure's laying with them.
Yeah, and he's like, who the fuck?
It's a little redheaded boy.
Yeah, like, who the fuck is that? We don't know. But then he sees something leaking out of Vin. And it's the mists. So he reaches out. And so now the mist is both ruin and preservation, right? Because Vin, like, melded them together.
Mm-hmm.
So he reaches out and touches it and basically pulls both of the powers into himself. And it says, the prophecies always use the gender-neutral form so that they could refer to either a man or a woman, we assumed. Or perhaps because they referred to a hero who wasn't really either one. And he realizes that he is the hero of ages.
All along, he thought he was the announcer. He's the announcer for himself.
Yeah, and he's like freaking out a little bit. But then he keeps reading or listening to or thinking of the prophecy, and it says, the words of the prophecy were very precise. They say that the hero will bear the future of the world on his arms. Not on his shoulders, not in his hands, on his arms. So, he's like, oh shit. And thinking of his copper mines and all that. Anyway, he realizes that he is the hero of ages. And to be honest, he was the only one worthy of this power anyway. I love Vin. I love Elend. Sazed was the only one that was ever worthy of this power.
Sazed just feels right. Like, I don't know what it is. It just, if I think of the hero of ages, no offense to Vin, I think she was like a placeholder for like the true hero kind of thing.
Yeah. And she kind of had to be there and do what she did to help him re-find his faith.
Mm-hmm.
But so now that he has all this power, he's able to fix everything because he has balanced power. So he's able to fix, like, put the world back where it should be. And he restores the plants so they're green and they have flowers and colors and, um, like, fixes the world, basically. And he altered the Colossus so they could choose to rejoin humanity or form their own separate society. Um, and he restored the Chandra's blessings, but implemented a mortality trigger so that if they felt the weight of the centuries, they could basically die. Um, and he thought, like, he had kind of expected the powers to fade once he fixed everything, but they did not. So he realized that he is the hero of ages, not a hero that came once in the ages. So he will span the ages and preserve humankind.
Hell yeah.
So Sazed became God, basically.
Says it never dies. Can you just imagine you spent an entire year grieving the woman you love just to never die?
Oh my god. No.
It's poetic,
No,
isn't it?
No, but I think it is super poetic that God isn't a man or a woman.
I
'Cause-
really just dig the fact that like he lost his religion.
Uh-huh.
Not even his religion. He didn't even know what it was. It was just the Terrace ways. He lost the
Yeah.
way of the Terrace people. He didn't know what he needed, what to do, any of that, and he just stopped wearing all of his knowledge.
Yeah.
And
And he lost
the
his
fact
faith and
that-
his hope.
Yeah, and the fact that the like aside from his faith being restored and all of that, but like he started wearing the copper mines, like not as a symbol of like I need to wear these so I can like give my information out, as a symbol of like culture and like family and all of that. And I love that. And
Yeah.
it's so like the keepers, like I never in my mind took it from like a positive stance of like one of the keepers would be, you know, the one person to make everything back the way it was.
Right. It makes sense.
I just yeah, I was just thinking it as like a wow, these people are very, very, very oppressed. And they got to figure out how to, you know, do away with that and like regain what once was, and
Yeah.
not this way. So yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah. And so the last thing is the epilogue. We learn that the blurbs have been Sazed this whole time.
Yeah, because right before the epilogue, you see like one final basically tribute to
Yeah.
Vin. And at the very end, he says, of all of us who touched it, I feel like she was the most worthy. I think she was most worthy from the get-go. I think she had a true, like, she was more true to herself. She was more, like, she never once changed when she got the power. She, like,
Right.
she still stayed to herself. She still knew who she was. She went through, like, in a crisis, like, oh my god, I've never been like this. But then it's like, oh no, I still kind of enjoy this. But, like,
Yeah.
I think it was I don't know. I think despite all of the powers that anyone has ever given her, whether it be preservation or ruin, she was in fact worthy of it.
Yeah.
Although Sazed was the end goal. Like I said, placeholder. But
Yeah. Yeah. I think Vin had to do what she like the saying like Vin had to walk so Sazed could run kind of vibe. Like
Yeah. She had to get everywhere.
yeah.
Not get everywhere,
Um
but like
and then
why
the
we gotta end on
epilogue.
Spook?
Yeah, well, I don't know. Spook is here with Beldra. I don't He basically so they're all in like the caverns, right? Like the fucking storage caches or whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
Sazed brings them all together. So as they come up out of the caverns,
Oh yeah, like if you're in Fadrix, like you're gonna be in Luthadel. If you're over here, then
yeah.
you're over here. Yeah.
So they're all together. So Sazed comes up. Oh wait, no, not Sazed. Spook comes up. Demo is there.
Ham.
Pam is there. Um, and they find flowers, like a little meadow kind of flowers, and two people.
With colors.
Yes, flowers with colors, with two people laying at the center. Vin lay wearing her customary mist cloak,
I
shirt, and
forgot about
trousers.
this.
Ellen was in a brilliant white uniform, complete with a cape, and they were holding hands as they lay amid the flowers, and they were both dead. And then Spook finds a large leather tome, and opens it and starts reading. And the first thing on the first page says, "I am unfortunately the hero of ages." Um,
That is so Sazed coded.
yeah, and then a little slip of paper falls out of the book, and it's the picture of a flower that Kelsier gave to Vin, and then Vin gave to Spook. And on the back of it says, "Spook, I tried to bring them back, but apparently fixing their bodies doesn't return their souls." It's a long letter, so I'm not going to read the whole thing. But basically, Sazed tried to bring them back to life. And then it explains, like, the book is the blurbs from this book. And he's like, they're going to need leadership, and they're going to look to you. And you're Mistborn now. And he said that I've made you Mistborn and healed the damage you did to your body by flaring tin so much. I hope you don't mind. It was actually Kelsier's request. Consider it a parting gift from me or from him. And then he's like, there are two more base metals and alloys. You need to figure out what they are. Yeah, and that's the end. So I
just put that last little thing in there to really ruin us.
the last thing I wrote was, "God's damn it, Squilliam. God damn it,
I straight was like, we broke up. I broke up. We're broke up.
Yeah. And then I texted him and was like, "You fucker."
He started laughing. I was like, "What are you laughing at?" And he goes, "Brandy finished the book." And I was like, "Why are you laughing?" He goes, "It's just funny."
Because I cussed him out.
And I was like, "Oh no." And so he took Scarlett on a walk. And I was laying in bed and I was reading. And I sat up and I was like, my eyes were wide, I remember, and I started crying. And then all of a sudden the door opens up and he walks in and he's like walking slowly down the hallway and he just looks at me and I look up and my face is just oh, and he goes, "Oh my God, are you okay?" And I was like, "I fucking hate you."
Yeah. Accurate sentiment.
I'm not mentally stable enough to be dealing with these phthalates. Yeah, fucker. But it's so good. It was so good to the fact that we're gonna read the spinoff series. Not even a spinoff. It's like it's the epilogue to Mistborn series. Mistborn is done. Now we just move on like 100 years later. To the Wax and Wane is what it's called.
Yeah.
So we'll do that. We're gonna give ourselves a break
Do a couple standalones first.
We'll do it in the new year, but we're gonna focus on some standalones, some quick reads, so that we're not emotionally attached for months to a book and
Yeah.
have a
Exactly.
hangover for the next 3 months as we're forcing ourselves to read another heartbreaking moment.
Yeah. And we might break it up like we did kind of with this one. We might do like a standalone and then back to Brandon Sanderson, and then a standalone and then back to Brandon Sanderson. We'll see.
Depends on when Rebecca Yarros brings out that next book, or even when A Court of
That too.
Thorns and Roses next book comes out too.
That too.
Oh. So,
All right.
wipe those tears, and until next time.
Bye.